Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you are new here. Today I'm going to show you how to create effective habit trackers, how to make these trackers work for you. Today I'm going to show you the 5 trackers that I started off with when I was a beginner to bullet journaling and then alterations on these. So really, you're getting 10 different trackers today for the price of one video. I'm going to be basically showing you some minimalistic ones and then some creative ones for tracking your habits, things like exercises as well as expenses. So if you guys are interested, keep on watching. Habits that you should be tracking in your planner are ultimately going to help you increase your organization and productivity. So some easy habit tracking that I do is looking at my life and seeing what am I already tracking? What do I want to improve upon? And for me, that is walking. I love getting out and walking right now. It gets me out of the house. I explore some nice trails. I take my dog out. It's a really calm and relaxing time. I love it. But I want to increase the amount that I am walking. So right now my goal is to get 10,000 steps a day. I walk, me and my Fitbit, we're doing great so far, but that's something that I want to be able to reflect and look back upon. This is a bit more of a minimalistic tracker for walking. I have used my Tombow brush pen in the color 942. Everything will be linked down below for you guys along with timestamps for the video, so if you're interested in exactly what trackers I'm doing at what point, make sure to check that out. But I'm going in and I'm creating these little boxes and then just numbering them off for the days of the week. And then I am going to be putting in the number of steps that I walk each day, with that goal again of being 10,000 steps. Here's just an example of what it could look like when it's finished off. As well, I'm going to be providing you guys with alternatives. This is one that I did when I was setting up my bullet journal last year, tracking my steps on a little line. Moving on to the next tracker that I'm going to show you guys how I created was the gratitude log. So this is something that is very common in the bullet journal community, and what I've seen most often is people track their gratitude in a line a day format. So you write a sentence out, something that you're grateful for, or even like a memory that might have happened that month. Instead, I am going to be doing a picture a day. So I have a little quote here, picture me some gratitude, and each day I'm going to go in and have a picture that represents something that I was grateful for. So for all the coffee lovers out there, you could draw a little coffee cup. Me, I personally am not a huge fan of coffee, so I could draw my tea in the morning. I really enjoyed that. This is a better way to track your habits if you are interested in things like doodles instead of writing. So you're going to morph these collections into something that's going to work the best for you. That is how you are going to increase the chance that you're actually going to go forward with the habit. Here, I'm just going to show you an example of what it would look like filled out. It's just a little small doodle of things that you're grateful for. And then the alternative that I provided here, you guys might have seen in my May plan with me this year. It is just the regular 1 line a day, writing something out that I was grateful for. Next up on the 5 different trackers that I think you should include in your bullet journal is habit tracking. This has honestly been so amazing for me in my life, just going back and recognizing small little habits that I want to improve upon. Things like waking up in the morning, making sure I'm getting my steps in. Those are the ones that I decide I like to track in my bullet journal, and I keep it to a minimum to make sure that I am really focused on it. However, I know there are some people out there who love tracking lots of things, so this is a great option for you. It is a very minimal habit tracker and great for beginners too to bullet journaling. Basically what you do to fill this out is color it in or put an X in the box for the days that you completed the habit, and here is just what it would look like filled out. I also provided the alternative to habit tracking if you're doing something a bit more minimal with 3 to 5 habit trackers and still want to be a bit more creative with it. This is something that I did in my August plan with me last year. Next up on the different types of trackers for my bullet journal are fitness trackers. I love tracking things like my walking, and that is something that I do every single day, but I also want to have an option to track things like fitness. If I'm doing a guided program or if I've pulled something up online that I want to track, I just write it down here. Things like a 30-day plank challenge, for example, or if you're doing some HIIT workouts. So I have my goals and then final thoughts just to put down notes that I have for the end of the month or maybe for the end of the program. Then I've just divided the bottom into exercise sets, reps, but you can also add even in here the weights that you used. I tend to just stick with body weight, so that is not really a column that I would include in my journal, but again, you guys should always be adjusting things to make it fit best for you. Here is just an example of what the tracker is going to look like once it's filled out at the end of the month, at the end of your program. Then my alternative here, I've divided it more into weeks. So this is week 1, the things that I wanted to get done for each exact day, what I was doing. So Monday I had a leg and cardio day, how I was feeling the next day, so I could also see if I needed to adjust anything that I was doing. The last tracker that I am going to be showing you here is a monthly expense tracker. I did similar lettering when I did the walking tracker, but basically it's a bold letter behind and a cute cursive on top. It kind of makes it a little bit easier to go back to this spread when it looks just a bit nicer. I know it's not always something people want to track. It is good to reflect on how much you spend each month and where different categories go. So you'll see here I've just divided things into income, groceries, gas, stuff like that. Obviously your categories could be different, but this is helpful for me to know where my money is going and things I can cut back on, especially since I want to be moving out soon. So that is something that I need to make sure I'm more aware of. Here is just an example of what it looks like filled out. I find having things color-coded also makes it just a bit easier to see what is an expense and what category it is. And then an alternative that I have here is just a monthly overview for expenses, just seeing how much income you have versus total expenses if you don't want to break it down like I did before. Here is just a quick little overview of the trackers we did today. Well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and do everything down below to help the channel grow. Also, I love reading your comments, so if you'd like to see anything for next week's video at Sunday, 10 a.m., make sure to put it down there as well. All right, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.